Hey guys, welcome back to the Unreal Real Estate's Luxury Network. Today we're headed over to go look at a $100 million courtside estate out here in England. It's had royalty live there. It's had billionaires live there. It's had some of the James Bond producers live there. It's got great innards in it. We got gold galore. We got tons of detail. This place is beautiful. Strap in. I'm making 2 videos a day, so if you like my stuff, hit me with a like and subscribe. We'll get right into it.
Located only 30 minutes from central London, Denham Place is one of the UK's most important country houses. Built in 1688, its owners have included Bonaparte royals, the American banker J.P. Morgan, Harry Saltzman, the Bond producer, an eclectic but important mix. After an 8-year restoration completed recently, the estate now includes 12 reception rooms, 12 bedrooms, 4...
This place is fit for a king, or a queen, or a Dutch, a good citizen who has lots of money.
14 bathrooms, family and catering kitchens, a private chapel, a cinema, the grounds laid out with inspiration from Versailles, and it's on the market for £75 million. I'd like to introduce you to Alex Kravitz, lead designer on the restoration.
All right,
So welcome to the Great Hall, the main entrance to the house, where people would normally arrive from the magnificent drivers.
Holy gold, look at all this. So groomed, so well. I mean, what kind of lawnmower does this? Not any lawnmower I've ever seen.
Just came through. When I first arrived at this property, it was actually an office building. Plenty of things were not in existence or were completely covered up. As an initial layer to begin the design, we had to study all the archives and understand what was here before. This room was significant in a sense that
it's probably $1 million worth of gold right in this room.
It had the monogram on the ceiling of one of the original owners, Sir Reginald Hill. He was the original mastermind behind this house when it was built in 1688. So we proceed to the drawing room, the main reception of the house. In the old days where the entrance...
You can't put a TV in this room. It'd be a sin. It'd be a crime against humanity. You are to admire the art, and there's lots to admire. They took the chandeliers and they kept them with the crystal. A lot of times, the new modern chandelier doesn't have this crystal look to it. It's very elegant. It's very nice.
It used to be opening up right here. So imagine arriving in this room when it was still an office block and you see all the walls painted completely white. And all of a sudden you start uncovering all the layers after layers. There is so much history in this place that you really need to go on a treasure hunt and reconstruct.
It's too bad because these candles, you know, with the LED lights, they do come across tacky, don't they? It doesn't seem like there's any way around this. This happens in most $1 million estates. Is how do you make a candle and a chandelier look real?
Every generation contributed. Benjamin Way, the later inheritor of the house, he actually changed the entrances from what was customary at the time. And from the grand reception, this becomes a drawing.
What do we think about the color, guys? Kind of looks like popcorn. It looks like that cheesy popcorn against white. I don't particularly like it. It seems greasy.
It's for the entire family to come together. In terms of restoration, it's a beautiful room in yellow. It was quite significant at the time to make things very happy. Every single piece here was restored to its original grandeur. What you see here on the walls today is silk fabric that comes from archives of the only remaining silk manufacturer in England to actually restore and produce them again.
Yeah, imagine you could actually light these up like real candles. It would just give it such a cooler feel. Be a lot of lighting candles. Back then, they probably had slaves running around the house lighting 150 candles a day. Incredible.
In this beautiful yellow color. The main music room comes from the musical instruments right in the center of the ceiling.
Look at these carvings. This is masterclass. Put these in right up in the roof. That's a detail you don't see a lot at all.
You can see it's almost like another drawing room, but of a different type. It's less formal, it's more for entertainment.
It's not over furnished to death either. A lot of times I go into these mansions and you couldn't even walk through a room. There's so much furniture. This place is great with all this art. This is a mirror above your fireplace here. That's not commonly done.
Entertainment, that's where music comes into play. So we have this beautiful Bachstein old piano, which was also totally restored, and you can just see this incredible ceiling, which we had to do full restoration on. It was actually sinking under the weight of the floors above, and this was all done at the time by the English craftsmen, and you can see French.
Incredible work. Amount of time it would take. I mean, it's luxury. You don't see this with new money. You don't see this level of detail and care in new money. This is old money.
Influence that comes from historical connotation of the Napoleon Bonaparte family staying at Denham. The wall lights were actually produced by a French company that's responsible for the restoration of the Louvre as well as Versailles, and they were brought to the house to bring their expertise as well. A large part of the design brief was not only to
Just pack this thing full of wood. Would you even want to light this? I mean, I'd be scared to get fire anywhere in this place, or even smudge or smut or smoke.
to restore this amazing property, but also to create a home. That was the most challenging part, to create the home within the palace. From the 1920s, this room was actually used as a billiards room, and our tribute to that was to reinstate that feel. Beautiful tapestry, and this room is actually called Tapestry Room because historically that's where you would hang your most prized possessions, like the tapestries that were only fit for the king. Beautiful ceiling work, and that
Look at this. Look at this stuff. It pops. It's 3D. They made a 3D tree into the engravings of their room here. Absolutely beautiful work.
is completely different to the music room next door. This one is very primitive in its style by the local English craftsman in 1700s, and that tells us the story of Denham Village. You can actually see the bridge going over the river, which is still there today. Part of our work was also to peel off all the historical layers of paint and by chemical analysis do a complete reproduction of what was there at the time. So the colors as restored as they were originally produced.
Wow.
One of the most impressive and beautiful
The library. It's not a library if it's not made out of this kind of wood and has all this detail. This is a beautiful estate.
rooms in the house is the library. It's actually one of the most original interiors still preserved as it was built in 1688. You can see it's a magnificent space, beautiful as a private office, also amazing as a meeting room. And on the ceiling you can see the fresco that is taken tribute to Paolo Cialla's Battle of San Gimignano.
Incredible. Like the angel above during a brutal battle below. Great stuff.
Which is in the National Gallery in London. We also have the original cherub, and this space is just incredible. It was so incredible that it was used for filming of one of the James Bond films. When Harry Saltzman was in residence, he actually reproduced this library back at the film studios next door for the film.
Yeah, I remember that. That was in the end of Skyfall, where he's getting tracked. He goes back to his original estate, and then he gets tracked down by Spectra there, and they're shooting him. That's a great movie, that Spectra.
And the floor is made from leather, hand embossed, produced in Florence, specifically for this house.
Now, when you see a bunch of white like that, usually you're like, oh no. But here, it's done so well.
This is the cinema room. We are in the lower ground floor. This room also doubles up as a function room. So you can take away all the seats and put banqueting style tables and chairs. And
Yeah, the only thing you want in a movie theater, if you're going to have a lot of people watching, is you want an elevated space that goes down to your screen so everybody can see the screen properly. And if you're going to do a movie theater, you also don't want it to be too bright within the room. You want to really close off the space and make it as dark as possible. So like a cinema, when you go into the cinema, you sit down with your popcorn and they turn off the lights and it completely darkens, so you're completely looking at the screen, and that's all. This place, I think, would have a little bit of difficulty doing that.
effectively serve 80 guests for dinner with full entertainment. What we've also done is decorated the vaulted ceiling.
It is cool having the lower ceilings with all these golden details, though. There's your James Bond back there.
With the 24-karat gold frescoes. We had a team of artists working here for 5 months, all hand-painted, and this ceiling was actually one of the most amazing
Incredible.
features upon the completion of the house. And here's another unique space, and that is
To the bar. Look at this arch. How cool. Everybody loves tall ceilings. I like tall ceilings too, but I also like unique ceilings like this. Isn't this cool?
a Bond bar. We've created this space specifically for the entertainment, and from here on you can connect to other spaces like the Bond
Nice soft bar stools there.
bar lounge, and it's a very informal, very speakeasy environment. Think of it as a music room for the new generation. The vaulted ceiling comes here from the old house architecture. This room used to be a storeroom, and we thought converting it to a bar will be
Yeah. Most bar stools, you ever go to a bar and they just have the most rickety, uncomfortable bar seat imaginable? Why not cushion it like this? Get a nice cushion, makes you want to sit down for a little while, We live in such a fast-paced world. Why can't we have some nice comfort around the house?
a great addition to all the more formal spaces at the top. We are now in the chapel, and normally you would find the chapel in much more significant palatial residences as a private chapel of the king, and here we actually have it also as a feature in the house. Today it's repurposed as the champagne bar. It's a
You turn the chapel into a champagne bar. Oh my God, what would God think of that? You heathens. And you covered it in gold. This is not what God wants. God wants you to pray in here. That's okay. It looks great.
great place to contemplate and gather as a family, friends, and enjoy a beautiful evening together. In terms of restoration,
Holy gold, though. Good heavens. Awesome. Looks great. Love this couch. You guys like this couch? Does it look too old? Is this grandma's couch? Is there you're gonna have pennies in there? Pennies in the cracks? Gonna have stains on this thing? I don't know. It's an alright couch.
this was the most interesting part of the project. So it was all painted completely white with a green carpet on the floor, no marble floor.
Hey, checkerboard floors. You know who loves those? Freemasons and Italian restaurants.
As you see them today. The paneling allegedly comes from Hampton Court. So as part of the restoration, I had to go to Hampton Court and pick the right color for all this beautiful detailing on the panels you see today.
Got a hell of a restoration job here.
We're now on the great staircase, the oak-paneled most significant staircase in the house, leading to the principal suites and other bedrooms. The most interesting part of the staircase is the coat of arms of Sir Roger Hill. Again,
How cool is that? Nice little red accents there with the gold and the white and the black. Absolutely beautiful.
you can see his family crest, and this is one of 2 staircases connecting all the levels in the house, and there is also
Yeah, just keeping it all wood. They didn't have drywall back in the day. You just had to make it out of wood and then make it look nice.
a lift that was integrated within the fabric of the building to connect all the 4 floors.
Nice carpets. It's okay to have a carpet. Nobody has carpets anymore. You know who has carpets? Kings. Kings, royalty, all those James Bond producers, they love themselves some carpets, especially this exquisite designed carpets.
And here we are in the principal suite of Denham Place. A magnificent lounge fit for a king with the gorgeous ceilings, all original, all restored to its prime glory. And we have wonderful space.
I mean, even the carpet was designed to match the furniture of the room. Tell me another place you've ever seen that. I've done about, 60 mansion reviews. I've done old ones, I've done new ones. You don't see that. Carpets that match your furniture.
Space full of paneled walls, silk curtains, and the view overlooking the Champagne Garden and the sunken garden below. Moving on to the principal bedroom, 4-poster bed, which was
Is this where the king sleeps? Sure looks like this is where a king would sleep.
carved in the region of Venice, especially commissioned for this gorgeous bedroom. Beautiful ceiling, more examples of fantastic plasterwork. When we started the restoration, you could not see any of this beautiful work. All the
Look at that. Absolutely great.
The beautiful paneling, ceilings, frescoes, and plasterwork is in its original state, meticulously restored. Gold leaf applied quite generously on all the panels, fully integrating air conditioning, all the new mods. And
I love how they have the gold in the door here. I don't know about this. These are these slaves? It's awfully dark. Are these problematic, guys? What do we think? Let me know in the comments. Are these statues problematic? I did another estate like this from the 1700s, and they had these pretty dark statues. I don't know.
Cons audio-visual system. It features an incredible bathroom setup, and one of the bathroom has its own jacuzzi.
Look at that. Oh my god. Holy marbling. What a cool design in the marbling and the floor here with this like flowing design.
Space. The wardrobe of the
They didn't spend enough time in there. I wanted to see more of that.
suite is also a double volume space. You have effectively 2 levels of hanging space with its own private study, dressing room, 2 volumes accessible by the spiral.
You got so many books. How do you find them? You'd have to have like a map to find all your books. You'd be like, I want to read the Divine Comedy created in that was printed in 1600, the 4th edition, and then you got to look through your little book, and then you got to go up your stairs and open up your cabinet and find your book.
Staircase, handcrafted
You need to hire a librarian in your house.
specifically for this project in an empire style. There are 12 bedrooms in Denham Place. They are all similar in their facilities, but differ in style. All of them have beautiful marble bathrooms and wonderfully appointed wardrobe rooms.
It's a lot. It's a whole lot. The gardens.
And here we are in the most beautiful part of the gardens of Denham Place. Behind me is the sunken garden that was constructed.
Looks good. I think our bushes could be doing a little bit better. You know, maybe clean up the stone a little bit. But it's got that old feel. That's okay. It's an old place.
In the 1920s as part of the renovation that was done just to introduce something very new to the landscape that was originally done.
So this is more of a this isn't a fountain. This is a table. You go out here and check out your landscape. Have a nice jolly time.
By Capability Brown. When we first arrived, it was very important to understand how the house is located and what the orientations are, and digging into history of where the entrance used to be. Because today the entrance is through the village center, but the old entrance used to be on the opposite side, over the river. Restoring that was the fundamental part of reconstruction of this history. Every time you exit the house, you are somewhere unique.
Yeah, that could use a little work. That garden could use a bit of work.
Somewhere beautiful, somewhere totally different to the other spaces. It's a paradise to be in.
Dating from the 17th century, this property is important.
No pool. $100 million and you don't have a pool. As the late great King DJ Khaled said, don't be a fool, get a pool. Because people work so hard. What do you guys think?
To our history, and its legacy will continue for years to come. It's a
Absolutely. So that's going to do it for today, guys. What do you think of this place? Can you afford it? Take a little money out of the bank, get your $100 million estate, put it out there. Very nice, very luxurious, full of gold. Send this to somebody who loves gold, who's just always on the market looking for precious metals and loves gold and royalty and being part of the monarchy and being part of parliament and all of this, the such who wants the greatness of life. Send it to them. And hit me with a like, hit me with a subscribe, making 2 of these a day, guys. Anything helps, hit me with a comment, all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next one.